Okay, trying this again. So let me know how this sounds. Can you hear the game if I shut up? Yes, okay. Yeah, so strangely enough, after restarting, the audio device it found was the capture card, and not multiple NVIDIAs. So, I don't know. But now that it's working, I'm just gonna start over, because you guys missed one of the major reasons I like this. I bought this game, and this game amuses me. So we're just gonna do new.
And we want to see what happens if we pick the other answer.
Well, there's that too.
Long ago in England in 1592, there begins our tale, and all of it is true. Through all of London, bubonic plague did spread, covering folk in weeping sores and leaving thousands dead.
Astrologaster.
And the awkward pauses.
From towns and cities, doctors they did flee, leaving their patients to die in misery.
But one brave doctor stayed when all the cowards fled, might not have been because he was too sick to leave his bed.
The ad gets it.
'Tis my final hour. I will surely die. I am too far gone to recover, and for the plague there is no cure. Unless a cure might be found in the stars.
So this is where he's teaching you the one mechanic of the game. Eventually, I'm assuming we get all four as choices, or in some of these cases. But we pick an a star. It gives us a kind of, here's the general case that we're studying. Here's what this thing is going to do, or suggests. Yeah, a little delirious. So he's got an imbalance of the blood humor, so we need to liven things up with a joke.
Let me see now. According to the stars, the way to cure the plague is to treat the fever it provokes. Oh, can it be true? Might a disease like so monstrous as the plague be cured by treating it as if it were an exceeding bad
just really
fever?
Quiet.
Then I must use powerful herbs to bring the fever to crisis and break
Can't
it.
Can't joke too much, or else it'll imbalance in the other direction.
Angelica and dandelion for heat.
Can't do the jokes.
Borage to provoke
That's
sweating.
Too much.
Infuse them in wine. Strain and distill the mixture to produce a most powerful strong water.
In the medical term.
Strong
I've never
water?
heard of strong water before. Yeah.
I've heard of hard water and soft water. Does that mean there's weak water?
Huzzah! I am cured!
Yes, Kirsten, I fixed it.
I shall now go forth with my miraculous strong water to cure all London of the plague!
So, this case... Done. This is who we are as far as I can tell, so I don't feel like we're gonna get a letter of recommendation from ourselves.
That would be weird.
Father made a plague cure and used it on himself, then left his house to restore London's to health.
Huzzah! 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 Huzzah!
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry, Kirsten.
Huzzah! Huzzah!
Well, you missed a song, that's about it.
Some details are a little vague, but we know he used astrology and knows his own strong water. So what if he be not a proper licensed doctor?
So, someone needs to tell Dad probably that he needs to refresh, because he probably has the same problem. Although if he's in the chat, he should be seeing you guys chatting. Is that what you saw, Kirsten, or did you see? Oh no, he got it. Okay, good. Dad's on top.
Here comes a lady queer and a little wary. Her name is Avis Allen. What can her trouble be?
Let's find out.
God give you good day, madam. How may I...
Are you Mr. Foreman?
I like that. God give you good day.
Mr. Simon Foreman, the doctor?
Aye, madam, I am indeed Dr. Simon Foreman. I bid you welcome to my consulting chambers. Mistress...
Allen, Mistress
I see,
Avis
Kirsten.
Allen of Lambeth.
Pray tell me your age, if you please, madam.
I am 33 years of age.
And how might I do you service this day, Mr. Allen? Pray describe your troubles to me.
Well, the pain started full late last eve upon retiring to bed. Oh, not that I am in the habit of retiring so late, but my husband did desire a special supper of cold meats to celebrate and give thanks in any case, it started in the night
That's
and
good, Dad.
it
I
continued
don't even
until
have that.
dawning.
I just have a TV
That
with
being the
one
pain
set of
in my
speakers.
head. And the chundering.
A moment whilst I make a
Okay,
note
what
of
is
this.
chundering? Someone, one of you word people. Chundering.
Purging. Is that all?
Aye, that is all.
Chundering is blowing chunks,
Thinking on it, my
Ralphing.
complaint to seem most trifling. And
He's
you
throwing up.
you
Okay.
are doubtless busy with important cases.
Calling Ralph
Oh,
on a big
like
wet
the
phone.
plague! Yea, verily, mayhap I should not have come after all. Good day, Dr. Foreman. I beseech you, pardon me, for I have wasted your time.
Prithee, do not go. For I
Music
assure you,
starting
madam,
some
your case
chundering.
verily is important to me. And 'tis
word.
important to you, is it not, Mistress Allen? Else you would not have come this day.
Well, aye.
Let us consult the stars now then, shall we? What is the cause of Mistress Allen's suffering?
So, she was up all night with a headache and chundering. So now we get some choices.
Yeah, it means to vomit.
So, we can say it was evil digestion, suggest a mild imbalance of black bile in the body. Or we can suggest that she is with child. We already know that we should suggest with child, because that seems to be the right answer. This indicates a disturbance of the mind. Anxious.
Definitely acting anxious.
Yeah, for sure. And didn't say what the husband was
You are with
celebrating.
child, Mistress Allen. 'Twas the reason for your celebration last even, methinks.
Aye. But how did you know?
I can see it in my chart, madam. There is a planet aligned with Scorpio at present, Scorpio being the constellation that rules over such matters. Pray tell, how long has it been since your monthly courses?
It has been 14 weeks since my courses, and yesterday I did feel the child quicken. So,
monthly
indeed,
courses.
'twas the cause for our celebration, as you say. For I have been with child before, you see, but 'tis never.
You're currently
And
on
Mr.
course.
Allen and I do pray
You're off
this
course.
one will be
You're
born
navigating
alive.
through life.
There, dear lady. The
Although that- I
presence
guess
of the
that means
planet
that you're off
Mercury in my
course
chart
more than you're on
does suggest
course
you
during the
suffer
month,
from
so that
anxious
maybe that's not
passions
the
on
right
account of your
terminology.
condition. And given your ill-favoured history, I warrant 'twas the twin burdens of hope and fear that provoked your troubles last even.
Oh, I see.
Pray take this flask of wine, madam. It has been infused with cloves, ginger root, and cinnamon. Drink of it each morning, and you should
Pregnant
soon
woman
feel
with
much
wine.
improved.
That's a
Verily.
great idea.
Oh, I will
Less
do as you
than a cup a day
advise.
is good for
I thank
you.
ye heartily, sir. Fare you well,
now,
Dr.
baby.
Foreman.
Fare you well,
Good
Mistress
for
Allen.
her, yes. Good for the baby, no.
So,
I'm slightly irritated.
Quirnt is most pleased with the reading. She is on her way to a letter of recommendation.
Almighty God, that show thy servant servants like the earth, not blessed with sense and wisdom.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
And this one, which now we're going to try to answer
Good day,
correctly.
sir. You are Simon Foreman, the physician, are you not?
makes the
These
clues
are
a
your
little more
rooms.
interesting.
Indeed, I am he, and well met, sir. Be it Thomas Blagg I have the honour of welcoming to my humble consulting chambers, the Dean of Rochester Cathedral.
Indeed, 'tis I, Thomas Blogg. Though it is not upon church business that I come to you this day, 'tis upon a matter of my own that I require counsel. I have lately been offered some very lucrative investment opportunities, and, well, it is said that God speaks to us through the stars, does he not?
Indeed he does. 'Tis well known that astrology is but a conduit for the word of God, as interpreted using scientifical means. And now, these investments of which you speak, pray tell of them, if you please.
2 merchant ships will shortly set sail on very lucrative trading expeditions. I do not possess the coin to invest in both. Hence, I must choose between them. And I must choose very wisely indeed. For sea voyages are most perilous, and if my ship were to founder or be captured by pirates, I would lose my entire investment.
Aye, forsooth, 'twould be most lamentable, to say nothing of the poor souls who might lose their lives.
Who are, naturally, the greater of my concerns.
Aye, naturally. And whither might these ships be bound?
The first is bound for the Spice Islands of the East. 'Tis a voyage to be undertaken by a ship named the Conquering Cherub. The other is the Pride of Yarmouth. She is to bring back sugar from the Americas.
Victorious child.
Have you now the information you require? Then perchance you may divine for me upon which of these 2 ships our Lord God has bestowed his divine blessing.
Aye, Dean Blogg, we may now consult the stars. Should Thomas Blogg invest in the voyage of the Conquering Cherub, or that of the Pride of Yarmouth?
Now things get more interesting, because we have a choice, and then we have some information about said choice. So this option, the Pride of Yarmouth, would result in a change of fortune, and a woman who partakes in marriage, or a bride, which is why you choose that. He goes on about the Bride of Yarmouth is the ship you should pick, which is not one of the options. But this choice, the Conquering Cherub, evokes a child who is victorious in battle. A conquering cherub. Do that one.
The stars advise you to invest in the ship named the Conquering Cherub.
I see. And why is that?
Well, I have calculated that at this very hour, upon this very day, the planet Mars and the constellation Scorpio do both dwell in that part of the sky we call the House of Children. And, as it happens, Mars is the ruler of Scorpio, hence we may say that Mars is presently exalted.
Mars has been exalted by Scorpio, you say? And what might that mean?
When exalted, Mars represents victory. And so, with victory in the House of Children, we may read this as a victorious child. Ergo, the Conquering Cherub.
Ah, I see. For a cherub is a kind of child, is it not? In sooth, I do find the science of astrology verily fascinating. I thank you, Dr. Foreman. You have been most helpful.
Okay, there we go. He was pleased with the reading. Was pleased with me for the reading I gave. Going after the Conquering Cherub. And a little bit. A tiny bit.
Very
It was
wise
for
and
me
maybe
to
come
come
to
this
this day, invest his money without seeking counsel.
I mean, he's not wrong. The source of his counsel is a little weird. Okay, warned, be gentle with Emma, for she seems full afraid.
Good morrow, sir. Pray tell, are these the consulting chambers of Simon Foreman, Doctor of Astrology and Physic?
Indeed, 'tis I, Dr. Simon Foreman. And your name, madam?
Emma Sharp of Shoreditch, sir. 25 years of age.
Welcome, Miss Sharp. And how may I do you service this day?
Well, 'tis a trifle delicate. A man has asked me to be his wife. A dear, kind man, but But I fear you will think me cold, Dr. Foreman.
There, madam, whatever is the matter?
Well, he is exceeding advanced in years. I do worry he may not be long for the world, and if he were to die, I do not think I could bear it. Verily, I would not. Indeed, methinks I would rather not marry him at all. Am I very heartless, Dr. Foreman?
Nay, not in the least, madam. Your fears are most reasonable. A man in the winter of his life is indeed more likely to die. I assure you, madam, 'tis a medical fact. But methinks you wish to know whether this man be afflicted with a grave health condition, do you not?
Older men are going to die.
To wit, any
More
ailment
likely
that
than
might
younger
soon
men.
prove
It's
fatal?
true.
Forsooth I do. That is my question precisely. Why, Dr. Foreman, 'tis as if you have a gift for reading minds.
Merely the gift of logical surmise, madam. Let us see whether a judgment of the stars may calm your fears. Does Mr. What was your gentleman's name?
Mr. George Middleton, a wool merchant.
Does Mr. Middleton have any ailments that might hasten his death?
Let's find out.
I hope not.
Grave health condition. He's been
Mild.
bewitched. The enchantment may prove fatal. The suggested mild enchantment cast by a witch. The possibility of death. No.
So, are we gonna call her a witch? Probably bad.
Severe vertigo, fear of heights. Suffers from dropping down of the piss, characterized by involuntary urination. It is exacerbated when combined with this fear of heights.
I mean, he's
Ruler
older.
of the kidneys.
He's,
My kidneys.
He's older.
Mr.
Sucks.
Middleton suffers from a cardiac passion, a condition that may end in death. This represents an imbalance of phlegm. Illness cannot be cured. Suggests a mild imbalance of black bile. So it sounds like there's one choice where he's not gonna die. A wool merchant.
What's the first choice? What's
The
that?
witch.
Looks like a ram, but okay,
Yeah,
that might not be it. Don't think. I think that's gonna suggest that she's a witch, and I don't think that's the right answer. That's gonna filter it.
This just seems silly.
It does, but I feel like it's the young.
Yeah, that would be nice, Adam. I want to review what they said. I want more details.
He's older.
He's
very-
older, he's a wool merchant. I think that's all the information that she had.
On him.
A wool merchant, like a ram, or merchant because of selling things. Wait, also, what does this mean? Not highlighting a thing.
Dropping down to the piss is what's.
Because this
there.
one's highlighting.
Bitch.
No, it's
Nothing.
not highlighting anything.
Cardiac passion.
I guess they're just highlighting the. Kind of want to go with the cardiac passion, but I don't know.
I'm sorry, I would go with the piss issue, but
What would
with
let's
the kidneys
see?
issue, because the other ones are gonna kill him. This one won't kill him. That seems like the happier thing that she would like to hear.
Well, so what she wants to hear is he's going to die, so she shouldn't marry him,
That's what she wants to hear.
or he's not gonna die. Like, this doesn't sound good. You want someone characterized by involuntary urination that you're gonna marry? And no, that's not me. I'm not dropping down of the piss. And a fear of heights. So basically, this one is saying if he's not gonna die,
But if
that-
he's up high, he'll piss. That's all that's saying. Is he'll urinate?
no, it's exacerbated when combined
Okay,
with.
fine.
So he's gonna do it regardless. But both of those things, either one is like, well, that's a terrible thing to deal with.
All of these are bad.
This is a nice, clear. He's dead. I think you're right. I think this one That's adding a whole level of things that
yeah.
I don't see that working well.
Yeah.
And it's the possibility of death. This one is...
He's dying.
Oh, may end in death. Okay.
Illness cannot be cured.
But she might also take this as, like, you know, passion of the heart.
Yeah.
So she might marry him anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll let you make the decision. We'll find out.
Being old also may end in death. That's true. I'm gonna go with ruler of the heart.
It seems like a nicer answer.
I am full sorry, madam, but the stars give heavy news. Mr. Middleton suffers from a cardiac passion. Indeed, his heart may stop at any moment. He must avoid anything that might alarm or trouble his vital spirits. One shock could be enough to kill him.
Oh, woe, alas, poor Mr. Middleton. I thank you for your kind understanding, Dr. Foreman, and for your discretion in this matter. I will at once to my family go and beseech them not to make me accept Mr. Middleton's proposal. God give you good day, Dr. Foreman.
Okay. She was pleased with the reading.
Okay. Okay.
I guess we'll find out where that goes later.
Okay.
Got
Here's
pretty
the
good
recommendation.
getting there. Who was that handsome manservant I passed at the door? Mayhap one day I shall have a servant that cuts so fine a figure.
Okay. Yeah, I think you gave her the right answer.
Public notice. Beware! Is the man treating you a qualified licensed doctor? London has lately been importuned by low-born charlatans claiming the title of doctor. These men have never attended university and therefore cannot be trusted. Any man found to be practicing medicine without a medical license shall be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Now we know why we need a letter of recommendation. Dr. Richard Smith, President, College of Physicians. Because I'm a charlatan.
Murdering would those doctors come.
Murdering those doctors come.
Murdering one fine day.
Those doctors would they slay.
Those doctors will
Those
they slay for now. Will they send him to jail?
We sent him to jail.
Hypocritical.
Yeah,
The meaning of this warning being put about by the College of Physicians. Do they mean to do me harm? It is
Right,
true that
Adam?
I do not have a
I'm glad
medical
you guys told me
license.
the audio wasn't working.
What am I to do? Mayhap the
We would have
stars
been
will
talking a
advise
lot
me.
more if it didn't have voiceover and singing. I would have been reading all of the dialogue. Except now Dad is busy directing the singers.
Okay.
Okay, so A. What should we do? The Church of England can help me, for the Archbishop of Canterbury has a special power to grant medical licenses. Okay, Church.
That could be
College of Physicians is making war against me. If I'm to become the best doctor in London, I must find a way to end this war. Okay.
Okay.
Authority the licensed doctors of London hold is primarily owing to their wealth and privilege. There is much they do not know about physic. Ignorance. Okay, I'm digging that one so far. Go to the church. Must use my brilliant mind to forge strong relationships with my querents. Yeah, I know that's true. Solution involves being sensitive to the needs of my querents. I kind of like that one.
Yeah, but it's not so much of a solution. Both could require a letter of recommendation. I don't see how a letter of recommendation can help in just being sensitive. Yeah, I'm still liking A.
I feel like this is more of an actual solution. This is a way to stay a charlatan. But this one's probably going to be more work. I think.
Yeah. It also seems a
I
bit
don't like
mean.
this. I don't like this
Yeah, I don't
thing.
like that either. Still seems like more of a solution, but
Basically, this is saying the doctors don't know what they're doing.
I'll give you that one.
Adam says A. I definitely like the, hey, the church could give you a license. Or possibly.
Yeah, that seems...
I like the, hey, let's end a war.
Yeah.
But I also, I want to forge relationships with my queerants, and I want to be sensitive to their needs.
Can't you do A and B?
You should do both if you want to really be a doctor.
Don't disagree.
Okay, but here's the question. Okay, so if in fact the licensed doctors are only there because of wealth, couldn't their wealth affect the church? Churches.
That's true.
Whereas if I have a mob
funded.
of people that like me, that's a whole group of people that they'd have to deal with instead of just me. Oh, hi, Mom.
Ooh, does that mean Muppet dance time? Ooh, 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 ooh! Maybe make a decision first and then see it.
Okay, so do we want to, in order to... I feel like trying to...
Yeah, my vote's staying the same.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go A.
Could be
Yes,
wrong.
I am gonna change cameras for the Muppet Dance.
Okay.
Use the date night close-up one.
Oh, okay.
The one that's just me
Okay.
and the webcam. Then I'm gonna push that.
Okay. Oh, okay. Because I
Okay.
want to see.
Ooh, I like Kirsten's solution. Put on the music, do the dance in the kitchen, and leave the camera aimed at the couch.
No, then I can't see it.
You could. You'd be the only one who
That
could.
doesn't seem fair to everyone.
Yeah, no, that defeats the purpose of it being an incentive to donate money.
Yeah.
Okay, so before the Muppet Dance begins, we are going to go to the church to try to get a license.
I see. These doctors have waged war against me, and the only way to stop them is to obtain a medical license. And in the House of Religion... Ah, yes, a reminder that the Archbishop has the power to grant such licenses. Mayhap I will one day find a way to petition him for one. In the meantime, I must serve my querents well, for if I do, they will doubtless favour me with letters of recommendation I can use to petition the University of Cambridge to grant me a license.
Well, we kind of cured the plague. Doesn't that
Yeah.
warrant some recommendation?
Okay, well, now I'm afraid to close this.
Why?
Or rather... Okay, now I should be able to quit here, I think. I wonder, too, how you might contrive to make the acquaintance of the Archbishop. Okay, Mom, let me know. Are you ready for me to do the Muppet Dance? Are we all set? I mean, I gotta do some setting up of things myself. Adam's body is ready. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna switch things here. I'm loading a different game. Okay. Oh, wait. That one. Go. And then we do this. Although their chat's not going to show up on this. Wait. Before I'm looking for this. That. Try to get. Oh, this is. I don't know how much you guys are going to see. I'm going to have to keep this focused.
I thought I would man the camera.
Oh, I can't even tell how far over. Okay. This far. This far. Okay, so I have to stay.
First about two cushions
in
of
this
the couch.
box. There, this box. My arms are touching both sides now.
Is there a lot of arm work in this dance?
An amount?
Okay. Do you move a lot in this dance?
Usually.
Are you not going to this time because you want to be good to your fans?
I'm gonna. We'll see. Okay. Is it okay? This does have that. Wait. Does this have? No. Hang on. Oh crud. Uh-oh. Just realized this needs something else too.
What?
Okay, we're gonna do this. Okay. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna stretch this. Do the whole thing. You're gonna ignore what's in the background.
Oh, what's in the background?
The screen. I need the audio from the Their comments are amusing. Hey, I said ignore it, Adam. Okay.
That's the Muppet Show!
It's time to play the music. It's time to light the light. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight. Oh no, goodness, goodness.
It's time to raise the curtain on the Muppet Show tonight. Why do we always call you? I guess we never know. It's like a kind of torture to have to watch the show. It's time to get things started on the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, motivational. This is what we call the Muppet Show.
There.
That's a good boy. That's a good boy.
It's okay, bud. Yeah, Cahoots is trying to help.
What's going on? He's having a seizure.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to dance with me, buddy?
Oh, good boy.
Hey. I know. I'm excited, but that doesn't mean you need to be your weird grabbing my leg excited.
Come here. Yeah.
I like the addition of an actual Muppet. That's the
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Time to switch.
Something That was quite well done, I hope.
What? Oh no, dancing puzzle. Oh boy. I'm gonna have to read all these comments at some point.
Drop it. Drop it. Drop it.
And hey, I can shrink this back down. That was gonna happen at some point.
Go get it over there. Go get it. Sorry, love.
Okay. I think it's all good.
Oh, you're a little frozen right now. Look.
Oh, cause wait, how did this get unplugged? Yeah, don't throw it that way, please.
I'm gonna go like this.
Why?
Drop it. Drop it.
Okay, that's that.
Oh, you don't want to bring it to me?
There's that. That. There we go. Okay. Okay. I think that's all back to more or less how I like it. And yeah, I figured that was going to happen at some point.
My bad.
Like I said, I figured that was going to happen at some point. Nothing broke. The TV didn't get pulled down. So we're good. Because that's what I've been afraid of, is that cable's being pulled and the TV coming with it. I don't even know what snagged there.
I'm sure it was just
Or rather, like, the webcam turned off from that, which makes no sense. Nothing was really unplugged. I don't know, that was weird.
Okay.
Oh, that's good. Grammar saw that too?
Okay.
Good! Hooray. I'm glad I can entertain. And yeah, now you're being on camera. Deal with it. Nope, nope.
Fine.
No, I can point it at me if you want.
I'm just like being annoyed about it more than anything. It's fun.
I'm glad Grammar got to see that. That's amusing.
Mm-hmm.
I love you, Grammar. I need to relax a little. It's exhausting.
Get some water. Drink your water.
I got
Stay
some.
hydrated.
I'm just gonna make sure it's framed nicely around us. Aim it down a little. Okay. Next query. Querent.
This man at the door who we've not seen before.
Who's this man at the door who we've not seen before? Who is come to inquire the rest in such strange attire? Tis
Signor
Ferraro.
Said we need a little heart overlay.
Oh. No,
There.
no, yeah, it would be
It'd be
both of us.
in the middle. It's over to the left more, so I'm trying to go left, but it's even further to our left. Go even further to the left.
On the page left.
And Kirsten vomits.
Good day to you, sir. Oh, I see you're having some difficulties. William, fetch my guest a chair.
No, he's good.
Yes,
I am just a little
thunders.
stiff.
As you wish. Mr.
Signor Riccardo Ferraro. I am a gentleman of Venezia, come to make a trade in London.
Venice? 'Tis a fine city, I hear. And how may I do you service this day, Signor Ferraro?
I am come with una problema medicale, and you are most great dottore who does cure all London, huh? You cure Ferraro too, see?
Forsooth, I will seek to do so, Signor. Pray, describe your complaints, if you please.
Is burning when I make the water.
Pain
Okay.
during urination?
See, And his pain down here.
I'm thinking
Molto
it's an
pain.
STD?
And pain in the lower back. Now, let us see what the stars can tell us. What ails Signor
Kidney stones.
Riccardo Ferraro?
Wait, really? Yay! Okay, so we got fishes. The gout,
it's
which is
definitely
caused
not
by
gout.
hot, dry humors seeping into the joints of the foot, where humor is not expected. Imbalance of yellow bile, choler, in the body. Stones in the kidney. This disease can occasion loss of appetite, severe pain in the kidney area, vomiting, and difficulty passing urine. An imbalance of phlegm. Dysentery. Pain in the bowels, faintness, and oily stools. This suggests he is lying. I don't think he would mention
Pain when peeing.
yeah
As a
even
cover-up.
as delicately as he put that.
Yeah.
That's a very sensitive thing. So yeah, it's definitely stones in the kidneys.
'Tis a case of
Drink
stones
lots
in
of
the
water,
kidney, I
suffer
regret to
for a
say.
while,
But
and then
worry
let it
not,
pass.
senor. I will give you an ounce of my
Depending on the
strong
size.
water to dislodge them.
Back then.
Drink this entire
No, you're
flask when you rise at dawn tomorrow. You may then expect to evacuate the stones by way of your privy member within just a few hours.
Ah, your famous strong water. This water is said to cure the plague, huh?
Oh no, everyone's just gonna think it's
Thank you,
magic
Signor
water.
Foreman. And now Riccardo Ferraro bids you good day.
Ooh, he pluses me.
Yeah, privy member. That was delicate.
Sailors would shout as they chundered out their windows.
Yeah, he liked
A little pleased. But I think that's the right answer. So I'm okay with a little pleased if it means in the future we were right. At least a semblance of competence.
'Tis sure she's no beauty, 'tis true
Okay, so this
she
is the
lacks
pregnant lady.
finesse, but every awkward hero needs his awkward princess.
Come on, let's figure out if she's still pregnant. I'm worried about her.
I'm just suggesting that I may be an awkward hero.
Well met, Mistress Allen. Pray tell, the last time I saw you, you were with child, methinks. Pray tell, how
I
fares...
would rather not talk about that if you please.
Oh, I see.
Uh-oh.
I am full sorry, madam.
I'm
brings
come
you this?
upon...
I
The matter
beg
that
your
brings...
pardon, madam. I prithee, madam, say on.
I'm come about the new law. I know not what to do, and I would have counsel.
You are in trouble with the law, madam.
Nay,
That would be cool,
at least not
Kirsten.
yet, but my neighbours have begun to remark unkindly upon my absences, my Sunday absences from church. I am afeard one of them may soon denounce me.
Ah, 'tis the Act Against Recusants you speak of. The law that obliges Catholics to attend church and take the English sacrament. You are of the Catholic faith, then, I take it?
I, a Catholic, but as well a law-abiding woman and a full loyal subject of the Queen. Long may she reign.
I do not doubt it, madam.
But to take the Protestant sacrament, 'tis heresy. So says the Pope in Rome. I risk being damned to
No, you
hell
don't,
if I do
because
it,
that's
Dr.
all
Foreman.
nonsense.
Verily,
Where is there
I find
anything
myself
about a
in a
pope
most
in the
terrible
Bible?
bind.
I see. Damned if you do, yet condemned if you do not. A cruel bind indeed. Well, let us see if the
so
stars
how
may
do we
untangle
help
it for us. Should
Really
Mistress
wanna help
Avis
her.
Allen attend Protestant church services?
I would say so, because
It won't matter. But let's see.
Catholics should obey the law and attend Protestant church services.
At the same time, I would say
Some have the wrong impression of the Allen's wealth and are envious. Not sure why that relates. Or female. Okay, so there's gossipers. They're the ones causing the problems. She must remain strong in her Catholic faith, for when the Queen dies, her successor may revert England back to Catholicism. Strength. Okay. Mr. Allen risks getting in trouble with the law and being punished by the authorities. There may be a creative solution for appeasing the Pope in Rome whilst also honoring England's Protestant legacy. A duty to cooperate. So basically, blame it on gossipers, which doesn't help anyone, or stick with it
Yeah,
and be creative.
Be strong in her faith and still cooperate at the same time.
Yeah, so, which requires a creative solution, because I think.
But it also says she might get in trouble.
True. So what's the deal here? The English law is you have to attend Protestant churches.
Yes.
But she's a Catholic.
Yes.
So this is saying, stay Catholic.
You're gonna get in trouble.
You're gonna get in trouble for it, but we can find some way to figure this out. I like B. She's a witch. It's her duty to. I mean, this in both cases, as following the English law and as a Catholic, like this
seems
is
like the right answer, but it's not very one way or the other.
I'm gonna say B. Because the other one,
Fear the stars
nothing.
confirm your fears. You must attend church every Sunday, lest you risk being prosecuted for being a recusant.
Oh, but then what of my soul, Dr. Foreman?
Methinks I have a solution for that, madam. If you were to cross your fingers behind your back during the service, any Protestant oath you swear would not count. Of course, you must be sure to stand at the back of the church while doing so that only God may see, and no one else.
That is a clever
What an
solution.
ingenious notion. Oh, Dr. Foreman, you have saved me. You are so wise, sir.
I like this game.
'Tis so. Verily, 'tis most admirable.
But, dear lady, 'tis you who is to be admired. The strength of resolve, your devotion to your faith, and your...
She's married
Madam,
and has a
would
kid.
you care to see my collection of Venetian
What?
glassware?
No!
Oh my God!
No!
Indeed,
No!
I would like that
I didn't
very
choose
well.
this. Oh man. Oh man.
Well,
Oh boy. Uh-oh.
Riet?
Uh-oh.
That is not appropriate. That is definitely against the Hippocratic Oath.
I don't like where this went. I think this might get me in trouble.
I don't like this. Yeah, of course she's gonna recommend him.
But she still doesn't give me a letter of recommendation.
But that's a big boost.
God mend me, what have I done? If only I knew of a Jesuit priest I might confess my sins to. Is this my weird way to get talking to the church so I can get a license?
This is a really messed up way, but I guess.
Comes a beauty dark as
I don't like where that went.
I don't either.
her hair does shine, her eyes are bright. A damsel formed for
Who knew
man's
that a collection of glassware was so sexy?
She's quite a lady. Oh, she is quite a lady.
Good day to you, sir. I am Amelia Bassano of Bishopsgate, here for my consultation.
Welcome, Mistress Bassano. Bassano, 'tis an Italian name, is it not?
Aye, it is, sir. Though I was born in London, my family are from Venice. They did come to London to gain employment as musicians at the royal court.
Oh, are they the ones singing the
I know one of
songs?
your countrymen, Riccardo Ferraro, another one of my querents. Mayhap you know him? He
You know
hails from
everyone
Venice
from
too.
Venice?
No, sir, I do not know him. Venice is a large city, and as such, 'tis home to many thousands of men.
No.
And as I did mention, I was born in London.
Aye, of course. Mayhap we turn our thoughts to what brings you hither this day. Have you a question for me?
Aye, sir, I wish to know what afflicts me, for my belly does begin to swell, and lately I oft find myself
Pregnant.
chundering after meals.
Swollen abdomen and involuntary upward purging. Well, now, let us consult the stars
Or
to judge the
chundering.
cause of these troubles. What is ailing Mistress Amelia Bassano?
Gregors. Liverworm. An imbalance of phlegm. With child. The illness will not last long. Oh boy. Crick in the knees. By the pressure of excessive weight gain.
No! Do not pick that one.
No.
Do not pick that one.
I'm pretty sure. Except for What
I
if
feel like
she's
she's
not?
gonna get pissed if you pick that one too.
Because what if she's not? What if she hasn't, slept with anyone or lain with anyone in the past
whatever
9 months? Yeah, I guess it would have been not quite 9 months.
Yeah.
Could a liverworm cause that?
Good.
The abdomen getting bigger?
Yeah, because the liver.
How likely versus...
I feel like they want us to pick pregnant.
Which, I'm thinking the same thing, but they're specifically not giving the same little clues that we got with the other lady.
That's true.
Which is why I'm thinking it's a trick.
Well, she's not giving any clues. She's just all grumpy about it.
I feel like that's a trick. I feel like the obvious answer is baby. But I think that's exactly why she's gonna say, that's not possible, you're a charlatan. And a baby is like a liverworm, and it shall not last long, that illness. I really like Oh, that's
I could go either one. Does anyone else have a vote or a bet? Because
definitely not crick in the knees. That's just silly.
No. Yeah, definitely going down.
Yeah. It's too early to know. I mean, this is the point at which we learn, is the game tricksy or is it not? I really do feel like it's too obvious. I'm gonna go liverworm.
Okay.
It's too obvious. They already did the with child thing.
Right. I mean, otherwise this is a
You
very
have
sexy
a
game.
fasciola hepatica, commonly known as a liverworm, a worm that has made its home in your liver. This would explain the swelling in your abdomen.
I see. And what of my chunderings, sir?
You may also blame the worm for that, for it seems your uninvited guest is a harsh critic of the meals you send him. When he feels the dish has been over-seasoned, or mayhap when your beef has not been cooked to his liking, he sends it back.
Then how might I expel this verminous intruder? I must own I find the notion of sharing my repasts with a worm right unsavoury.
It is a simple procedure. First you are to fast. After 2 full days without food, the worm will begin to hunger most acutely. Then you must take a bowl of hot pottage. Hold it in front of your nose and breathe deeply of its flavoursome odours. The now starving worm, being tantalized by the smell of your potage, will propel itself out of your liver, up through your intestines, and out through your mouth.
Doesn't sound pleasant.
Dr. Foreman, I am sorry to inconvenience you, but I believe I'm about to chunder. Would you have a receptacle?
My manservant will assist you with your,
So here's the thing.
There's the plus signs. That's
Yeah, I think so.
William, come hither and assist Mistress Pisano!
Doing this is not going to hurt either of them that much, right? So then...
Hopefully not.
So then if she continued, then, oh, okay, sorry, it turns out you're pregnant. Whereas if you're pregnant and it's this, a little pleased. Okay.
Well, she wouldn't be very pleased.
Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Doctor's a little odd in manner. His manservant, however, is right but who is this manservant? That's the second lady that's
into him.
Ever wasn't one of them the one that I showed my Venetian glassware?
No, it wasn't. It was the other. The young lady who not
the gates of hell, the blast, the deadly and foul wind that comes direct from Satan's power.
What? She's frightened when she spies a looking glass, for it is a portal out through whence the gates of hell do blast, a deadly and foul wind that comes direct from Satan's fa la 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 la.
I think I can fill in the gap.
Blessed morrow to you,
wouldn't
Dr.
like
Foreman.
cameras.
I am Mary Payne of 4th Street in Lambeth, and come to seek your counsel about my neighbours.
Good morrow, Mistress Payne, and well met. What trouble do your neighbours give you? They play their lutes into the night, perchance? Mayhap a neighbour has cast a malignant spell upon your cabbages.
Why, sir, 'tis no trifling matter. Indeed, 'tis a matter of grave importance. Doubtless you do know we have a Catholic living on 4th Street. A woman by the name of Avis Allen.
Ah, yes. I did hear tell that Mistress Allen subscribes to the Romish faith. But 'tis no crime to be a Catholic, is it, madam? At least, not at present.
Aye, but harbouring a Jesuit priest is, Dr. Foreman. These evenings past, I have spied a man sneaking in and out of the Allens' house. 'Tis my reckoning the man is a priest who is going hither and thither all over Lambeth to perform the Catholic Mass and take confessions. Doubtless Mr. Allen is hiding him in one of those little cupboards.
You mean to say you think Mr. Allen has installed a priest hole in his house? A secret room hidden behind the wood panelling of a wall?
Indeed I do. I am certain that he has such a hole, and that a priest is going in and out of Mr. Allen's hole from dusk till dawn.
Verily? How troubling. But surely you are mistaken, madam, for under the cover of darkness, how can you be sure the man you did spy was not Mr. Allen himself?
Nay, 'twas not Mr. Allen. Mr. Allen is a fine, tall figure of a man, whereas the figure I did spy was very narrow and malformed in appearance.
Much like yourself.
A scrawny little imp of a man he was.
Much like yourself.
I see.
Now, you must not think me intolerant, Dr. Foreman. If Mistress Allen must cling to her idolatrous backward beliefs, 'tis her own affair, and I have no wish to cause trouble for the Allens.
And why are you here?
And 'tis true that Mistress Allen does now attend church on Sundays and takes the English sacrament just as she ought to. But we residents of 4th Street are decent English folk. We will not abide an agent of Rome sneaking around our neighbourhood, muttering incantations in some devilish foreign tongue.
I think you mean Latin, madam.
But before I act upon my suspicions, I think it wise to know if there be any truth in them.
Then let us see what the stars can tell us. Who is this mysterious stranger, and why does he frequent the Allen's house late at night?
Is this going to be you? Totally you, buddy.
So we're gonna lie to her is I think what we're gonna go with.
So we got harbors cruel intentions towards Allen House. Okay, so a thief. Mistress Payne will die suddenly. Oh. Oh, so do we kill her? Do we just kill her?
That seems like it wouldn't go well for the
for anyone.
Endeavors. Untrustworthy foreigner.
Yeah, me too, Mom. Me too. Even though I have misgivings about the Catholic Church, I'd never want to be like this lady. Like, hey, you can do that if you want. I just don't see anything in the Bible about it.
Foreigner.
Okay, so an untrustworthy foreigner. Maternal instincts have been thwarted by her inability to bear a child, but she stubbornly persists in trying to reverse her infertility.
Stubborn attempt at a reversal. Instincts that have been...
Hi, Annika.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
I feel like C would be the good answer.
Educated man who adorns himself in fine clothes. Mistress Payne saw as a public enemy who engages in idolatrous worship of the Virgin Mary. In other words, okay, so
that would be bad for her.
C is he is a priest. A is he's a thief, and I'm gonna kill the Aquarius.
Let's not do A.
I don't know. I kind of like A of the choices we've got. Except for that, so that's.
I don't think that's gonna go well for you.
This is gonna make the lady leave Mistress Payne alone, and this is gonna give her something else to focus on. This one, it's a foreigner, and I think this is saying that she's trying to have a baby.
But with him?
With the foreigner.
Oh.
So.
Is it she's trying to have a baby with the foreigner, or the foreigner's trying to...
No, she's definitely trying to have a baby. That's what this thing is saying.
That's definitely it, but or is she just...
she's persisting in trying to reverse her infertility. Keep trying to have babies. In this period, I don't know what else they would do.
Yeah.
Even nowadays, I don't know what else you would really do.
There's a lot.
I know. I have no reason to have looked into it. Figured there's stuff.
That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you.
As foreigners are untrustworthy by nature, this element may be of no particular significance. So it's an untrustworthy foreigner, but oh boy. I really like A.
I mean, it's your decision.
I'm not gonna tell her that it's exactly what she thinks it is. That's gonna make her happy, but that's gonna
get the other girl in trouble.
Yeah, it's gonna mess up things for Miss Allen. I feel like this will make her feel better about the Allens.
But then you're gonna try to kill her? That's not gonna be good.
I don't think he's gonna try to kill her. I think he's gonna say.
I think he's gonna give away his secret.
Oh. Okay, you're right. No, yeah.
I don't know. I don't think any of these are good options.
No.
I don't know.
This makes her look bad, but in a different way. This just flat out says, yeah, it's...
I don't like
I mean, so I don't know if this game is just tell them what they want to hear or not. That's what I don't really know.
I don't know.
Be the coward's way out of protecting myself.
Yeah, I don't like that option.
Nope. Annika is saying B. Relationships.
I think that's where I'm leaning now, too. It's obnoxious, but... I don't know, maybe it's not an affair. Maybe it's some old doctor that maybe knows some weird techniques.
I honestly don't... I don't like this lady, so I kind of don't care if she likes my reading.
Yeah, I don't really like her or Mrs. Allen, so I don't really care which way this goes, or your character at this point.
Well, that's true. I don't like that I didn't get a say in that matter, and that just came out of nowhere.
That was very obnoxious.
Right,
so
let's do B.
Ah, 'twould seem the man you saw is a foreigner who's been secreted into the Allen house to aid Mistress Allen with their family difficulties.
Family difficulties? Come, Dr. Foreman, pray speak plain.
Ah, well, as you doubtless know, the Allens have never been blessed with a living child. Mayhap 'tis the belief of Mistress Allen that the seed of a foreigner would prove more powerful than the, demonstrably less successful seed of Mr. Allen.
Then 'tis naught but adultery, fornication with a foreigner. Mistress Allen will pay dearly for such sinning. Her soul will be damned to an afterlife, beset by the exquisite tortures of hell's capricious demons.
Look good.
Aye, well, according to scripture, that is technically true.
But to harbour a Jesuit priest is a far greater
That
evil.
makes her less.
We must be glad that Mistress Allen commits naught but the sin of adultery, conducted late at night with a man
true.
who gives forth strong foreign seed.
That part's not true.
You have given me much to think on, Dr. Foreman. Blessed day.
I am glad to have been of service, Mistress Payne.
Annika, this is a game about telling people things. And you just make choices. That's all. I don't
Some
know.
of them lead to things we don't like.
She was pleased. True. She was pleased. What a fine-looking youth the manservant is. Oh, would that I were my niece's age again. Man,
Is this manservant?
Her
looks similar.
continental frock. When does rock her continental frock. When his Italian features or facial hair, 'tis Ferraro.
How else would you describe the game, Kirsten?
God
People
give you
sing
good day,
things,
senor.
people say
and
things,
how may I
and make
assist
choices.
Tis I, Riccardo Ferraro, come once again to see the great Dottore Simon Foreman.
So I see. What
There's
brings
more
you this
singing
day?
here than in
I
life.
bring myself to you, so you trade my illness. 'Tis very grave.
And, what might this illness be? Perchance we might start with your complaints.
First problem is the laughter that cannot be controlled.
Uncontrollable laughter, you say?
He was burping. I'm pretty sure he's drunk.
I see. Anything else?
Next problem, The dancing that cannot be controlled.
Uncontrollable dancing. And yet, you do not appear to be dancing at present.
What can I say? 'Tis uncontrollable dancing. I cannot control when I dance.
Nay, 'tis a fair point.
Doubtless my disease, whatever it may be, is very rare and very difficult to diagnose.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Adam. I just couldn't
beyond
remember
your
the
medical
name of it.
understanding.
Let me assure you, Signor, that whatever is said of us on the continent, the learning of we English doctors is unparalleled. There is no better medical care to be had than in London. Now, let us see whether the stars may tell us something of your unusual and troubling illness.
Only 2 options.
Uncontrollable laughter and dancing. Bitten by a tarantula on one of his ankles. Tarantula venom causes the victim to laugh, sing, or dance uncontrollably while also provoking an acute loathing of music. Imbalance of blood. Aquarius, ruler of ankles. Yes, that's me. I'm a ruler of ankles. Suffering from colic, a disease that occasions abdominal pain, belching, and bloating in the stomach. This suggests illness is chronic. Well, okay.
I mean, he is burping a lot.
True.
I would go with that one just because it's just...
This one's funny, though.
No, I agree, but I don't...
Yeah. No, he's belching.
I don't think he's gonna like the answer, though, is the thing. I don't think he will. Yeah.
What ails me? An 8th level wizard.
He's not wrong.
True.
I think that's the right answer. I just don't think Ferrera's gonna like it. And I guess that is what it is. Back to the whole idea of
the belching is
want.
he didn't dance uncontrollably in front of us, which granted, like you said, he can't control when he dances. That's so he can't dance.
But he didn't mention anything about hating music.
No. And he was definitely belching. The laughing seemed kind of forced. So I feel like it's this. Yeah, I think you're right.
It sounds to me like you're experiencing pain in your stomach.
But how did you know this?
Indeed, methinks you are stricken with a bout of colic. Most doctors do advise upward purging, but I have found the dog cure more efficacious in cases of colic.
The dog cure?
Aye. First you must find a dog lying idle on the ground. On any street in London you will find such a creature.
What?
Then you must kick the dog away, lower your breeches, and then make water upon the spot where the dog did lie.
If you say so, Signor Foreman.
If we were not on English soil, of course, I would have said you were bitten by a tarantula. But there be no such spiders in England. Our weather is much too cold for them. Indeed, only an overqualified quack who draws his medical knowledge from books alone would think such a diagnosis appropriate in this case.
Indeed, most ludicrous.
And in truth, the laughing and dancing you are troubled with may doubtless be attributed to your hot-blooded Latin temperament.
Doubtless you speak it true, eh? 'Tis but a symptom of my hot Venetian blood. Riccardo Ferraro bids you good day.
That's the weirdest solution. A little pleased. Having remarked the querent's abrupt exhalations of foul air. Was a little pleased last time. Okay, so he's just a little pleased with us every time. By what manner of dark magic did he learn of my stomach pain?
Okay,
I think we got that right.
Maybe feel confined. Mayhap the world is too unkind.
This is the liverwort lady, right?
Doctor, medicate her mind. Recure this comely lady. Recure this comely lady.
Well, medicine is the best, or laughter is the best medicine, right? So the humors cause everything. Everything is an imbalance of humor.
Good day to you, madam.
Yes, good day, Mr. Foreman. Pray tell, is your Venetian querent Riccardo Ferraro one of the patients you treat for troubles of the mind? Forsooth, his manner is right strange. I passed him at the door, and when I addressed him in the Italian tongue, he abruptly turned from me and ran away down the street.
Nay, Signor Ferraro has no grave troubles of the mind that I'm aware of. Mayhap he was merely dumbstruck by your beauty, madam.
Dr. Foreman, a man is rarely struck dumb by a woman's beauty. Indeed, 'tis quite the reverse. He is oft rendered all the more loquacious, plaguing her with ill-formed metaphors he believes are compliments, and with hasty declarations and invitations she has neither sought nor invited.
Ah, quite. But let us turn our minds to happier thoughts. I did lately hear of your marriage to your cousin, Mr. Alfonso Lania, for which I must congratulate you.
Ah, yes, my marriage. 'Twas arranged when it became quite apparent that I was with child. Of this you failed to inform me. I came to you with a swollen belly, as you may recall.
Verily? Then I beseech your pardon, madam. And your child and husband are both well, I hope?
I would rather not discourse on the subject of my husband, Dr. Foreman.
As it pleases you, madam. What brings you this day?
Lately I have been feeling heavy and lethargic. I do also find it hard to fix my attention upon the book I am reading or upon words I am composing. And yet, although I oft feel right tired, I am having difficulty sleeping.
Well, becoming a mother, beset with all the demands of a suckling babe, can force change upon the normal rhythms of life.
Nay, 'tis not that, for I have employed a wet nurse for the feeding and much of the care of my son. Methinks I must have some kind of disease.
I see. Let us consult the stars to see what afflicts you. What is ailing Mistress Amelia
I wonder
Lania?
if saying that she was pregnant would make her mad, but then when she comes back, she'd be...
happier?
She'd give you credit.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy and lethargic, yet can't sleep. Melancholy. Yeah. Curable. Yeah, okay. Phlegmatism. Temperament associated with stoicism and stubbornness. No. Choleric temperament. It is associated with an aggressive, opinionated nature. No, that's the other lady.
Kind of sounds like her. Anyway, grumpy, but maybe not opinionated.
Okay. I'm gonna go with melancholy. It seems the obvious one, but apparently
I mean, she seems depressed, yeah.
I feel like that sounds like me when I'm...
Mistress Lania, the stars indicate that your suffering is occasioned by melancholy, or, in other words, black bile.
I see. And what treatment can you give me for it?
Before we speak of treating your condition, madam, I think it wise we determine what has provoked it. You did express a desire not to speak of your husband, and I cannot help but think that such a reluctance reveals where the source of your troubles might lie, to wit, within your marriage. Would I be right in thinking this? I do not wish to cause you distress, madam, but as a doctor, I do feel I must press you in case it is relevant to your troubles.
My marriage is not a happy one, Dr. Foreman. Mr. Lanier and I do not agree on matters of money and strong drink.
Oh.
I see. And what are your opinions on these subjects?
That he spends all our money on strong drink. He disagrees.
And your husband cannot be brought around to see your point of view, nor you his, I presume. Well, the marital discord provoked by strong differences of opinion can oft engender melancholy in a wife. Until the matter is resolved between you, you may take a syrup of roses and chicory. Drink of it each day, and it will serve to reinvigorate your vital spirits. I will also have my manservant William bleed you of some of that excess bile.
I thank you, Dr.
Bleeding
Foreman.
and humors.
William, come hither and bleed Mistress Lania.
Oh my
Most
lord.
pleased. Okay. Okay. Oh, that was much better. Okay.
Alright.
She'll return. That's good. Mayhap bleeding my husband would cure him of his taste for strong drink. Very vigorous bleeding. Yeah. I think she's my favorite so far.
Really? Oh.
I mean, she's real harsh, but she's great.
True.
Sir, I thank you for your recent inquiry with regards to obtaining a license to practice medicine. I know from our records that you terminated your enrollment at our institution some years ago on the grounds of insufficient funds. Whilst we do not ordinarily issue medical licenses to men who have not first completed a medical degree, proof of equivalent professional experience in the form of letters of recommendation may be taken into consideration. A minimum of 8 such letters of recommendation is customarily required. I advise you to write to us again once you have obtained the requisite number of letters. 8? Have I even met 8 people?
What is their relation? We are no longer sure. These formants now are patient, and this is the cure.
I'm sorry, choir.
My dear Avis, what a pleasure it is to see you. I have oft thought of our last...
I cannot tarry long. My husband will be expecting me home.
Of course. But, dear lady, is something the matter?
Of course. Do not all your querents come with a matter they wish an answer to?
Yeah. Well, good. Be cold to
I wish
him.
to ask of the stars whether a man I am close with, a man who is not my husband, whether that man be also close with another woman.
A man you are... I see. Well, if I am to judge the stars for you, I must ask you to be more precise. In what sense do you mean close? The platonic bond of friendship?
Nay, close in the sense of being intimate.
I see. Then 'tis the familial tie of kinship, perchance.
Nay, I mean someone with whom I have shared physical relations.
No.
Verily, madam,
if
I am to give you an accurate reading, you must state your question clearly.
No. Methinks you know full well what I ask. I bid you ask the stars whether my lover is, that is to say, be it true that he engages with another woman in acts of strumpy-humpy.
Madam, you astonish me. 'Tis unlike you to speak such indelicate words. Now, if I understand you correctly, you have a lover, and you wish to know whether he has been sharing his tender favours with another woman.
Aye, but did I not verily say so?
And now that we have at last fathomed your question, let us read the stars to fathom an answer. Has Mistress Allen's lover been unfaithful to her?
Okay.
Jealousy.
Oh, good.
That
Let's
would be
attack her.
I don't like that one.
I don't like more of that.
Agreeableness?
So he's seeing someone else.
But then she no longer pleases him. And he wishes to father a child.
Okay, so basically, we can make it cut off here. I want to... No, not the...
Yeah.
He looked at the clock.
I'm like, what do you mean?
No, like, we can cut off this affair by just saying, yes, I'm a dirtbag and I'm cheating on you.
I don't think it means him.
I'm pretty sure it does, unless she's got another. Or it's a trick.
I think I can follow this anymore.
What? Oh. Basically, we're saying, is the doctor seeing someone else or not?
Okay.
This is saying, yes, he is. This is saying, no, he's not. This is saying, you're just being jealous and confused. You should be more optimistic. Let's go do things. This is saying, I'm a dirtbag, and I kind of deserve all the wrath coming to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of...
okay
like, regardless of if this makes me lose the game, I'm with this one.
'Tis as you suspect, madam. Your lover does indeed share intimacies with another woman, one with whom he hopes to father children who bear his name. To wit, he desires something that you, a married woman, are unable to give him.
Then I knew it!
Moreover, according to the stars, what does it say here? Yes, they say the quickening fever of your lover's desire has lately begun to cool. 'Twould seem he now finds relations betwixt you somewhat, well, a trifle dull.
Dull? But you... Verily? 'Tis my sister Bridget. Ay, 'tis she, those cow's eyes she makes at you. She has lured you away. Fie upon her, that vile little strumpet!
What? You mean to say it is I you speak of?
Dull!
Oh,
You
wow.
find our relations dull?
This guy's
But Avis,
dumb.
pray heed me.
Then how is this for dull?
What just happened? I'm assuming she took my advice rather ill. She'll return, and there's still hope for a letter of recommendation. Am I to be thus scorned? I can hardly bear it. Simon's heart, methinks his heart must be made of stone. No, he's an idiot and a dirtbag.
You're freaking married.
Fortescue always has what's new.
Oh, new person. With a monkey.
She oft gets her hands on goods from foreign lands. That captain he sends.
Okay.
Good morrow, madam. I humbly welcome you to my consulting chambers, and thank you for choosing my practice. Mistress...
Fortescue. Mistress Sybil Fortescue.
Well then, Mistress Fortescue, what may I assist you with this day?
I come upon a most troubling matter, sir. I know not whether it is a medical matter or something else.
I see. Pray describe your trouble to me, madam.
Well, I suppose it all began with a dinner I hosted at my house last even. Mayhap you have heard of my dinners, Dr. Foreman. They are much talked about. Though I fear last evening's dinner will be talked about for all the wrong reasons.
Talked about, you say?
Yes, indeed, invitations to my dinners are much sought after, for I host the most desirable of guests. Lords, bishops, poets, explorers, painters, and the like. Why, last eve I hosted the famous Robert Lord Devereux, the playwright William Shakespeare, and the Bishop of London and his wife. As well as fascinating conversation, at my table I serve the very latest and most original dishes. Last even, I served an exotic green vegetable called a potato. So crisp and refreshing. My dear husband sent them home to me from the New World. Doubtless you have heard of my husband, Captain Fortescue. He is a great friend of Sir Walter Raleigh.
Monkey with a collar.
Your dinners do sound most excellent, Mistress Fortescue. But what occurred at last eve's dinner that has you so distressed?
Well, in truth, 'twas after dinner. We all felt a strong desire to take some air, and so we left the table to take a turn in some pleasure gardens nearby. But then, as we were walking along the path,
thundering everywhere,
right in the middle of the gardens, in full public view...
Thunder.
Pray do not distress yourself, madam.
Thundercats.
Prithee, take your time.
My guests and I were, all of a sudden, stricken with pain. We began chundering and voiding from our... But there was nowhere to turn, you see.
Okay, bye, Dad.
There were no
Thanks for
bushes
joining.
close by to shield our modesty. 'Twas unspeakable.
A moment, madam, as I note this down. Abdominal pain and simultaneous upward and downward purging of a most sudden and violent nature. Now, let us see how these stars explain this most distressing and unsavoury event. What troubled Mistress Sybil Fortescue and her guests last eve?
Evil digestion. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Uh-huh. Chilly cold. No. Wandering hands. No.
That's definitely that.
Evil digestion.
Madam, I think you said the New World vegetables you dined upon were green in colour, did you not? And you described them as crisp and refreshing, I think. I take it then that you served them to your guests green and raw?
Yes, indeed. Most of the potatoes my husband sent me were full dull and unhealthsome in appearance. Hence I served only the green ones. I had my cook cut them in such a way as to resemble roses. 'Tis the way I oft serve my apples.
Then your trouble was a severe case of evil digestion. I have read that these vegetables can be noxious if they turn green.
Oh, my days! Do you mean I poisoned my guests?
In a manner of speaking, aye. But worry not, madam, for the suffering was but temporary. Indeed, it does sound as if the bodies of your guests were most comprehensively purged of the poison. However, in future, be sure to cook the potatoes until they are soft, and pray to not eat the ones that have turned green.
As God shall mend me, what a shameful affair this has been. I shall go home and, well, I shall write to my husband and ask that he includes cooking instructions with the next gift of food that he sends me.
Fair.
I thank ye and bid ye good day, Dr. Foreman.
Most pleased.
Yay!
Hooray. Ooh, very most pleased.
Mm-hmm.
What a fine-looking young man the doctor has for a manservant.
Hey, when is that going to be a thing?
Right? Alright. Harsh, but you know where she's coming from.
Good even, Miss Lanier. What brings you?
I am come about my future, Dr. Foreman. I wish to know whether I will find success as a writer of poems and plays. You can predict futures, can you not?
You, madam? A writer of poems and of plays? Forsooth, how verily remarkable.
Well, 'tis true most of us Bassanos and Laniers are musicians, but I have chosen a different path.
Go for it.
I've lately begun a collaboration with a poet and playwright. Let us call him Mr. S.
No, that's too obvious.
He is presently writing a play that takes place in
W.
northern Italy, and as I am of Italian heritage, he has asked me to help him write it.
How interesting. And does this collaboration betwixt you go well?
Right well, or so methinks. Indeed, Mr. S. did suggest that I am full talented as a writer. Be not afraid of greatness, he told me. For once our play opens upon the London stage, our success will follow, as night follows day.
I see. Then what would you have me ask the stars, madam?
Well, I've noted that Mr. S., although a brilliant man, is oft prone to exaggerated melodrama and implausible plot resolutions. I wish to know whether this story of his, of our future success, is true.
Very wise of you, madam. Then let us see whether your success or failure is writ in the stars.
Success.
Will Mistress Amelia Lanier find fame and fortune
fame
as a
and fortune,
writer?
but you'll be successful.
Yeah, but if you're wrong again,
Okay.
you might come back.
Maintain optimism, her ambitions will be realized. Not only will she be successful, her work will lead to transformative and surprising political changes. They work well together. Okay. So A is good to go. B.
More sensitive to the needs of her child?
That seems random-ish.
Okay.
Legacy marred by deceit and jealousy.
Probably accurate.
Mr. S indulging in creative theft. I was kind of thinking that was gonna happen.
I don't want to choose B, but C seems like fun.
Adam says C. Was William Shakespeare known as a thief? A writing thief?
I don't know, but it might not be him. It might be one of your other patients.
Sorry, Mr. S.
Yeah, I would go C. I don't know.
Yeah. I originally was thinking when she said Mr. C, or Mr. S, that he was gonna, no matter what happened afterwards, he was gonna steal her work, so I think we're all on the same page.
The stars tell of a great deceit against you. They suggest that your collaboration with Mr. S puts you at risk of, let me see here, creative domination and theft. The result being that you will reap little from your collaboration with Mr. S, but feelings of bitterness and jealousy.
I cannot believe this of Mr. S. He is a right honourable man. I cannot believe such compelling insights into the human condition could be writ by such a knave as you describe. To be sure, he does oft indulge in wordplay for its own sake, thus cheapening and unnecessarily prolonging a scene. But nay, he is not a bad man. I know you mean well, Dr. Foreman, but I believe your judgment of the stars must be wrong on this occasion.
I bet she'll come back.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
I bet she'll come back and you'll be right.
She only took it a little ill. She will return. And what if a writer be a knave? Would prose wit be a scoundrel by a scoundrel sound as sweet? It is quite a moral conundrum. Those sound like things I've heard before, more or less.
Mistress Avis,
of course.
Love of Thormans,
Not.
Yes.
It's very
True.
futile. Futile, thank you, love.
Good day to you, sir.
Good day to you, madam. What service may I perform for you this day?
For me? None. None at all.
What are you doing there?
Verily. Then I cannot fathom why you...
It was my husband who bade me come, for he finds it difficult to speak of... As I say, he had me
Good,
come in
let's
his
fix their
stead,
marriage.
and I could think
We
of
already
no
screwed it up.
reason to give him for why I should not
Not
come.
my choice.
I see. Then what is troubling your husband? Madam, I cannot treat a querent without knowing first what his troubles are.
He is unable to perform his marital duties.
I see. And whatever does that mean?
Ugh.
Your
I know what that
husband
means.
put out the night soil? Some broken shelving he's neglected to fix? Prithee, madam, I bid you be more precise.
Oh my god.
You know
that's
perfectly
nice.
well what I mean,
Yeah.
Simon. I bid you not drag this out any longer. Pray read the stars and let us get this over with.
As you wish, madam. Now, let us see. What ails Mr. Allen so as to render him unable to perform his marital obligations towards Mistress Allen?
Probably he knows she's cheating on him and he doesn't.
Suffers from loss of carnal lust. Suggests a mild enchantment by a witch.
Leaning towards
Suffers
that
from
one.
cold in the heart.
Illness long lasting, disturbance of the mind. Yeah, I think he knows she's cheating.
Crick in the back.
Yeah, I'd go B.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking B. That black bile, man. Always imbalanced.
Mr.
Black
Allen
bile
is
and
afflicted with a
humours.
cold in the heart, caused by an imbalance of black bile. The treatment for this is quite simple. You have merely to add boiled snake to your husband's diet.
Oh, that is... 'Tis your full judgment on the matter, then?
Yes, he is to eat boiled snake flesh. Be sure to gut the snake first, however.
Then I will pass these instructions on to my cook. Well, I'd best be going now.
Nay, prithee, bide a moment.
No.
If you will. The snake flesh cure, 'tis often effective, in truth. 'Tis also my judgment, as a physician, that for a wife to be so neglected,
Ugh.
'tis most unhealthsome. And so...
And so... Oh, Simon.
No.
Oh, Avis.
Ugh. Okay, I don't like those two at all. Ah! I really don't like those two.
Me either.
Okay.
I don't want a letter of recommendation from
Not
her.
for them, no.
You need 8?
Yeah. I'll say 100 Hail Marys before bed this evening. No, nay, 200, because you're both horrible people.
Was doctors against him do make war? Doctors against him do make war. He makes love without a care. 'Tis true, Avis is not his by law. But in love, and war is fair.
Which means that's just that storyline.
War is fair.
Last even 'twas like a dream. Never in my life have I felt so... Oh, my sweet Avis, 'tis true you are married, but surely a love as great as ours can transcend such earthly impediments. Dare I hope for...
Where's the shut
Nay,
it down
'tis
option?
most unlikely. Or is it? Forsooth, there be no harm in asking the stars.
Shut it
Might
down.
Avis Allen
No.
one day
Never.
be mine?
Choose no.
Stop this right now, you
Whatever
bad
the
person.
option is, it is No.
Loyalties lie with her family. Sounds like that's what I want. Suffer ill luck and die. Avis will then be... Oh, Mr. Allen. Avis's has betrayed her marriage vows. The damage this has wrought upon her marriage cannot be undone, and her past cannot be erased. That's true.
That, I think, is what's gonna happen. But I want it to say.
And... cunningly hiding a secret. I am not seeing things clearly. If I knew the truth about our relationship, I'd be presently seething with jealousy. No. What was this one again? This was...
She's gonna stay with her family.
Stick...
Except we already know that's not true, because...
Put in one of the stick with your wife fortunes.
Yeah.
Open the stick with your wife barrel.
No.
Stick with your wife.
Avis will never leave her family. Well, I suppose that is no surprise, for, after all, she is a Catholic and so cannot divorce. Then the time she is able to afford me will have to suffice.
Yeah.
Like a jewel. 'Tis all the more precious for its rarity. Avis, my jewel.
Thank you, Doctor. I'm gonna see what I can do to get him thrown in jail now.
Do it.
I don't like him anymore. Yeah.
Okay, I'm fine with that one. Write him stuff.
Almighty God, lead thy servants forth away from sin and
Okay, he was the boat guy.
Oh yeah, and you did make the right choice there.
lest his wife does him an evil.
Good day, Dean Blogg. Fare you well?
Most well indeed, and I will tell you why. The conquering cherub has lately returned home to England.
Ah, this being the voyage you did invest in.
Aye, and what a sound investment it was, for it has paid off most handsomely. The cherub's cargo of nutmeg and pepper will fetch a high price indeed. In sooth, as I recall, it was you who advised me on this investment, was it not? I thank ye heartily for it, sir.
I am glad to have been of service, Dean Blogg.
Forsooth, my earnings have enabled me to make a substantial investment in Sir Walter Raleigh's expedition to the New World.
Ah, methinks I've heard of this. 'Tis a quest to find the fabled lost city of gold, is it not? Or as the Spanish call it, El Dorado?
It doesn't end well.
The very same. For it is said that El Dorado does lie deep within the rainforests of the southern parts of the New World, hiding vast quantities of gold and precious jewels.
Don't do it,
Hence, what I would have you tell me is, exactly how rich can I expect to be made from my investment?
I see.
For if I am to be made very rich, I am afeard that news of my fabulous wealth may cause some jealousy among the clergy. News travels fast around the diocese, and I think it wise to get ahead of it if I can.
Then let us consult the stars. What will become of Thomas Blogg's investment in Sir Walter Raleigh's quest to find El Dorado?
I feel like it's not going to end well.
That is true. Either way, tell him that.
Bring him unhappiness.
Bring him unhappiness. That way he can't.
Business partners will be met with violence.
Oh, that'll definitely be bad.
Will encounter foreigners who are stubborn, confident, and led by instinct. That all sounds okay. So far, leaning A. Cause for pessimism and a surprising reversal to save the lives of children. Huh.
That's right. Huh?
Right. God rewards exploration. Blogg will be able to leave his children a legacy of fine things. Okay, so C is it'll go great. B is it's not gonna go great, but
it will be okay.
Something about saving kids?
Oh, that's bad.
This is bad, but this also sounds the most accurate.
Agreed.
I'm
but
going
it's also probably gonna be negative points for your doctor, which I'm okay with.
Yeah, exactly. That's the nice thing.
That's
now,
what I'm going with right now.
I kind of no longer care if he wins or loses. If he gets all of them, I win
have
the game.
ill tidings for you, Dean
gets what he
Blag.
deserves.
Raleigh and his man have been set upon by a tribe of angry New World natives.
Angry natives? But surely the natives would greet us with much rejoicing.
Why?
For do we not bring with us the gift of civilization? Would they not crave freedom from their tyrannical chieftains and cruel pagan gods?
Well, it would seem these particular natives cannot be reasoned with, as they are led by instinct alone, and they will fight to the last man, as it is not in their nature to surrender with honor, as Christian men would.
Truly? But...
Alas, I am afeard that Raleigh shall be forced to abandon his search for El Dorado, and your investment will come to naught.
I must own, sir, that I cannot share your uncharitable view of these savages. They may be heathens, but are they not still God's children?
That's true. But that
I will now
doesn't
take
mean
my
they're not
leave,
gonna
that you
murder
may engage in quiet reflection upon the spiritual
Lots of
dimensions
guts.
of this question.
Creations murder each other. Advice a little ill. Ill return. Mayhap I invest in tulip bulbs. I hear young merchants say such bulbs will one day replace silver as the new coin. Yay!
When the symptoms are and the questions are queer, from the land is a strange and is a tis
I like his
Good
song.
morrow, sir, and well met.
Indeed, 'tis I, Riccardo Ferraro, come once again to the great Dottore Simon Foreman.
Aye, and I can see why you are come. Methinks you are not well, signor. The colour of your face is quite alarming.
It is because I am losing the blood. The blood does drain away from my face, way down my body, and out of my...
You are bleeding from your fundament. How much have you been bleeding, and for how long?
Un poco, not too much. It does come and go. Sometimes blood, sometimes no blood. You stop the blood, see?
Mayhap I will, but first I must consult the stars to find a diagnosis.
Bleeding fundament.
What ails Signor Riccardo Ferraro?
Fundament. Hemorrhoids. Okay.
I mean, that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
That was my first idea.
Jaundice.
But he didn't say his face was yellow.
Said it was pale, didn't he?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with hemorrhoids. Yeah? Yeah.
Get it wrong though.
There is nothing here to worry about, Signor Ferraro. Your body is merely purging itself of corrupted blood, in a similar manner to that which does occur in a woman's nethers each
jaundice
month.
wouldn't explain
To wit,
bleeding
'tis
at
most
all.
healthsome and natural.
Are you sure? Are you sure that is your final answer?
Indeed it is. I do assure you, Signor, 'tis the very latest medical thinking on the subject of hemorrhoids. You are welcome to procure a second opinion, but I warrant you will find that most doctors in London will tell you the same.
Then Riccardo Ferraro bids you good day, Signor Foreman.
Bet you he's going to, a little bit like that, go up another 10 points. Little pleased. Go up 10 points. Are you supposed to tell him the crazy thing? Textbook answer, but it is not hard for a common man to procure a medical book nowadays. I feel like to get his recommendations, you're supposed to tell him the crazy things.
I don't know.
Whatever. I'm gonna be a good doctor.
woman has a gift for words. If only she had riches words, they'd probably be much better words. Though written by a lady.
That seems rude.
Did you see that?
See what, madam?
Your querent, Signor Ferraro,
Again.
scuttling away from me like a frighted rabbit. What have I ever done to upset the man?
So
All I
who
did
knows
was
you?
wish him buongiorno as I passed him at the door.
Verily, Signor Ferrara's behaviour does sound full strange. But let us not think of him, but of the matter that brings you hither, Mistress Lanier. How do you fare?
I fare most well, in the main, for I'm happy to report that you were quite wrong in judging that collaboration with Mr. S would fare ill, for in sooth 'tis going exceeding well. Verily, Dr. Foreman, I would be right content with my lot at present if it were not for the trouble I am come about this day.
Pray, tell me of this trouble, madam.
I am being prowled. Oftentimes in the night I see him following me home. One time methinks I even caught him looking at me through my window. I would have you tell me who this prowling man might be.
A prowler? How very worrisome. Can you describe this man to me?
Nay, for 'tis always at night that I spy him, and I have always been too frighted for my eyes to linger upon him very long.
Then let us see what light the stars can shed upon the identity of this man who hides himself in darkness. Who is the man prowling Mistress Lanier?
You, the doctor. Or probably...
No, it's probably what's-his-face.
Yeah. Violent husband. What? Reversal of ill luck he's had with Mistress Lanier. He harbors a misguided hope that she'll perform her wifely duties and resume intimate... So her husband is stalking her. Angrily. I don't see how any of that relates. That's that. Yeah, I think we're thinking the same thing, Adam. Harbors undeclared feelings. Well, man of authority and a master of wit. Oh, it's Mr. S.
Ah.
Mr. S. That.
The stars suggest that your prowler is a man with a talent for wit. A man who secretly harbors amorous feelings towards you. Does that sound like anyone you know, madam?
Dr. Foreman, I find your question most illogical. I cannot know of a man who harbours secret feelings for me, for indeed, if I were to know of them, the feelings would not be secret.
Yes, well, let me put it another way. Your friend, Mr. S., is the keen-witted man who furtively admires you.
Let me put it another way.
He is your prowler, madam.
Mr. S is my prowler, you say?
I'm just going to keep bad-mouthing Mr.
What
S.
is in you? For indeed 'tis not the first time you have cast shade upon the character of Mr. S. I bid you, sir, check the stars again.
Is it not the most likely explanation, though, madam?
I assure you there is nothing likely about the unique relationship betwixt me and Mr. S. Indeed, he has too much respect for my literary mind to use me so ill.
Oh, man,
For
well,
his
I'm right.
is a noble
The
intellect that allows him to soar above the baser instincts of lesser men. Now, if you will not judge the stars again for me, I will bid you good day, Dr. Foreman.
I mean, I could tell you what you want to hear, but that's what's happening. She took it rather ill. Foreman does not understand how unlike we artists are to common folk. Okay.
Hear ye, hear ye!
Sir Walter
Raleigh fails to find legendary treasure
Got
city.
that one right.
Rumours say next rally voyage is to pot of gold at end of rainbow. Hear ye!
Reports have lately come in that Sir Walter Raleigh's expedition to the New World in search of El Dorado has been a colossal cluster fail. Despite Raleigh's assurances to the Queen that he would return with gold raided from the legendary city, it is said that Raleigh's ship bring back naught but potatoes. Experts predict Her Majesty's reaction to be somewhat testy.
Here comes Emma,
I thought it was going to be the guy.
Yeah,
To the frail and aged she offers
we told her not to marry someone.
especially when they're born of wealth.
Here
Where is she from? Especially if they're born of wealth.
Kind-hearted is she.
So kind-hearted. Worries about the wealthy.
Good day to you, Mistress Sharp.
Good day, Dr. Foreman. But I am Mistress Delamere now.
Mistress Delamere? But as I recall from my case notes... let me see now. 'Twas 3 years past. Aye, were you not hoping to marry a man named George Middleton?
Oh, yes, I did marry Mr. Middleton. For though I did tell my family what you said about his condition of the heart, they quite insisted that I marry him. And truly, they were full wrong to do so, for just as you predicted, Mr. Middleton did verily die of his cardiac passion, mere months after we were wed.
So soon? How very tragical.
I blame the Scotsman who took to playing his bagpipes below our bedroom window at odd hours of the day and night. Such a bothersome man. Betwixt him and the vipers Mr. Middleton discovered one morning nesting in his undergarments, I fear 'twas all too much for his poor, weak heart.
Why would
There, my dear lady.
Why was
How
there a nest of
distressing your
vipers
late
in his
husband's death must have
undergarments?
been for you.
Aye, indeed, Dr. Foreman, so much so that my friends urged me to marry again, lest I die of grief. But now that I am once more a wife, I would not wish to be widowed anew, and John Delamere, my present husband, is also an older
She's
man.
a gold digger.
Dr. Foreman, you must tell me whether there be any
And we're
illness he
going
has,
to tell her how to
whether
murder
there
her
be
husband.
anything I might do to save my dear sweet husband from an early death.
Then let us see what the stars have to say.
Right, we're basically
Is
telling her how
Mr.
to
John
kill
Delamere
people.
troubled with any condition that may
Names and
cause him
characters
to
and chooses.
die?
Okay. More cardiac passion. Bewitched. Quinsy. Condition characterized by soreness in the throat. That just sounds fun. Quinsy. I get the feeling she wants to hear more of this.
What if he's wrong in the future? It could be bad.
Whatever. I'm gonna murder them. That one seems the easiest to murder with. This suggests a possibility of death. This suggested condition cannot be cured, but there's nothing about death. So maybe go with witchcraft.
At this point, why not?
Wow, you really stopped caring.
Sorry.
No, I don't blame you. I kind of feel the same way a little bit. I like the game. I don't like the doctor.
Story.
I like, well, yeah.
Basically, the turns it's taking.
Mistress Delamere, the news is very grave. The stars tell of your husband being under the spell of a witch. Know you of a woman in your husband's circle suspected of being a witch? A disgruntled sister left penniless by feudal inheritance laws, perchance? Mayhap a local cat enthusiast, or a Scottish neighbour?
Hey!
Nay, as true as I live, sir, I do not. But I will be sure to make inquiries.
And find
Good
one
day, Dr.
to kill
Foreman.
him with. Oh, took it rather ill.
Rather ill. Who believed you?
Yeah, that's what? That didn't track with what she said, but whatever. I'm not caring as much.
Fine host, of this she will oft boast. She loves the
Yeah, I'm with you, Adam. The choices feel too arbitrary. Like that. But it's like, that was not, her reaction was not that ill. And it doesn't, this seems more like a choose your own adventure. Let's try different things and see how it comes out, rather than any chance of figuring out the right thing.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them.
Good
Early
morrow,
ones
Mistress
start pretty
Fortescue.
easy.
How may I help you this day?
I did lately experience feelings of a most strange and disturbing nature, for which I desire an explanation.
I see.
Monkey.
Prithee describe these feelings to me, madam. When did they occur?
Last eve, at a dinner party hosted by my dear friend Mistress Emma Delamere. All was well at first, but soon after my arrival I was stricken with a kind of madness.
Madness, you say?
Yes, moments during which I found myself overcome with feelings of mirth, laughing most immoderately at the dullest of
bewitched?
remarks made by other
Oh, wait,
guests.
no. Yeah.
At other times I felt an unnatural fascination with the shape of the candelabra in the table's centrepiece. And all the while I was so
high.
ravenous with hunger, I quite absent-mindedly
He was
ate all the
high.
sweetmeats at my end of the table.
He had munchies.
I fear my rapaciousness did not escape the notice of guests seated beside me.
Such an immoderate appetite is out of character for you, I take it. It could not have merely been occasioned by anxious passions?
Why, nay, Dr. Foreman. Forsooth, I ought to have been very calm last eve, for I did spend the afternoon inhaling the fumes of an aromatic oil, a gift from my sweet husband, sent back from his explorations in the Near East. I did mention my husband, Captain Henry Fortescue, before, I think.
Your husband keeps sending
He is
you
a great
things.
friend of Sir
Without
Walter
appropriate
Raleigh.
instructions.
Oh, Henry
my
and Sir Walter
lord.
find the oil most
Those are
relaxing, so he tells me.
Yet you were not so very
Yeah.
relaxed last eve, I take it.
No,
Got
not
that.
in the least. For I fear a capricious spell was cast upon me. Over the course of the evening, I developed the strongest intuition that malignant forces were present in the room, and that I had been bewitched. Could it be true, Dr. Foreman? Might a witch have cast a spell on me?
That is something we shall have to ask the stars, madam.
That way it's
it-
Emma Delamart cast a
What
spell,
was it
and
that
that's the
afflicted
same one as
Mistress
casting
Sybil
a spell
Fortescue last evening
on-
at dinner?
What's her name's
I
husband?
want to say that, but if there's an option for you're just high, I'm doing that.
No, you're a better doctor.
Melancholy, no. Bewitched, technically smoke inhalation. Altered mental state, chronic. Gemini, ruler of the lungs. Yeah, I'm gonna go smoke inhalation.
Now, madam, the oil your husband sent you. This was the first time you did inhale its fumes, methinks.
Yes, the shipment of gifts from my husband did only lately arrive.
Ah, then I think we have your answer. I have read some interesting tales of such oils and herbs of the Near East. 'Tis said they occasion certain temperaments. To wit, an excessive sanguinity, which will have caused the immoderate laughter and increased appetite. They can also provoke a narrowing of the mind, which would explain your temporary fascination with the candelabra. And I believe the fumes of this oil may also have been responsible for the notion that you have been bewitched.
And the men of the Near East gain pleasure from this oil? They would render themselves foolish on purpose.
Aye, indeed. Foreigners have many strange customs and desires that we cannot hope to understand.
How fascinating! I thank you for this explanation, sir. Indeed, 'twill make for a most diverting tale with which to regale guests at my next dinner. God give you good morrow, Dr. Foreman.
Well, at least she's pleased.
Yeah. Most pleased, in fact.
Good, you can use the points, but...
Yeah, okay. So I'm probably gonna get a letter of recommendation from her. Oh, there's a lot of missing people.
Uh-huh. Well, you
Okay,
need-
so there's room. I need 8. So we've only
There's
met
only
7
7
people. And she doesn't like us. Oh. She... I don't know what's gonna happen there. He should start to like us. That'll be easy. He's slowly getting there, but I think I only get 2 more chances with him.
Yeah.
Mary Payne... Oh, was the judgy lady.
I would be curious to...
Another
No.
consultation. Will this one end in
Curious to play this game again just to see what the right answer to that is possible.
slap him round the head?
I feel like I'm just gonna look things up after I finish it. But I don't think... supposedly this game takes like 11
good
hours.
day,
so
Mistress Allen.
it won't
What
be-
brings you
or
this day?
Definitely won't be tonight.
Oh, dear lady, you tremble like a leaf on an autumn day.
Aye, for I am most affrighted. But Mr. Allen says he thinks I worry over naught. So I am come to you, for methinks you would... Perchance you may help me.
By my troth, pray tell me of this evil that have frightened you, madam, and I shall do all in my power to protect you from it.
Yes, evil. Oh, indeed, 'tis the very word for it. I have seen a dark figure prowling outside our house in the night, and once I saw him spying through my window. Who is he? What does he want from me? What am I to do?
I see. And you do not recognize his face or any other particulars? The colour of his hair, for instance?
Oh, nay, for 'tis always so dark. But by his silhouette I can
he's
tell he
not
is a
only a bad
bony,
person,
scrawny
he's
little
also-
man.
Is he verily? But your husband thinks 'tis naught to worry over, you say?
Aye, he says the man is doubtless naught but a poor travelling tinker who is merely taking shelter in our garden. Twould
he's the
explain
one
why his
spying
figure
on
is so
everyone.
slight, to be sure, but what if he is not a tinker? What if his purpose is more sinister?
Aye, indeed.
Well, he's definitely
Then let
spying
us
on
consult
her.
the stars.
I don't think he's spying
Who
on
is
the
the
other
man
lady.
prowling
I think
outside
it's
the Allen's house in the night? And what is his purpose?
It's the doctor. Avis's mind, she must reign in... Okay. I don't like any of those things, regardless of anything. Secret enemy of the Allens? Well... I like B more than A.
I like that their intimate relationship
It's
is
gonna
changed,
change,
but is
and-
that a good or a bad thing?
I would say
us.
he's a secret enemy for what nonsense he's
Oh, well,
pulling.
yes, he is.
I'm gonna go with that.
The stars suggest the Prowler is a secret foe of your husband. Does Mr. Allen have any gambling debts, perchance?
Hold. Methinks I see it now. Ah, 'tis you! The Prowler, 'tis you!
Me? How now, madam? What an outlandish notion.
So you would deny it? That you have prowled and spied upon me these last months?
Prithee, Avis, you've got it all
I will not have it. I am not a thing to be owned. I'm not one of your prized possessions.
I prithee, madam, put that down. Put it...
Ah!
Fie, madam! That was a priceless...
You deserve it.
A priceless Venetian vase.
Deserve it. You're a bad person.
Yeah, you are.
Good.
Mind you, she
Already
also is
gave-
a horrible person.
She already gave the letter of recommendation. If I see him in the garden again, I shall have Mr. Allen go and... No, tell Mr. Allen. Have Mr. Allen do bad things.
Please.
Who is this man who has on such a claim, lately returned from his conquests in Spain? The streets of London resound with his fame. Robert Secretary, that is his name.
It'll be 7, so there's 14 people. We now have 8.
Good day, sir. How may I... By Jupiter! Can it be true? Robert Devereux, the Earl of Essex, Lord of Her Majesty's Privy Council, a hero of the Battle of Cadiz.
Prithee, calm yourself, Sirrah. Pray, treat me just as you would any other querate.
Of course, as it pleases your lordship. But may I say, what a great privilege it is to... may I offer you a...
You are the man who had some success treating the plague some years past, are you not?
Oh, indeed, my lord. You are very well informed. My strong water did save many a Londoner from a most lamentable death.
Then perchance you might have some cunning cure for me as well, for since I am returned to England upon having resolved that small matter in Spain, I find myself afflicted with the most vexing ailment.
Oh, but your most glorious capture of the Spanish city of Cadiz was no small matter, my lord. All England talks of nothing else. Why, pamphlets recounting your heroic exploits are sold on every street corner in London.
Mayhap they are. I know nothing of them. My single-handed victory against the King of Spain was but a trifling affair, and the least I could do for my queen and a grateful nation. But I fear vast riches and the hearts of many a Spanish beauty were not the only things I did capture while I was there.
What else did you capture in Spain, my lord? I fear I do not grasp your meaning. If you would kindly show me where upon your body you are...
As you see, this Spanish disease I caught has me oozing a most disagreeable substance.
Methinks I have a fair idea of the nature of your affliction, but I must confirm the judgment with a reading of the stars. Let us see, what disease troubles Robert Lord Devereux, the Earl of Essex?
What, you didn't figure it out yet?
Sounds pretty accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Troubled with love. Love oozes in weird places. Evil digestion. Upward and downward chundering.
I mean...
Can you
It
chunder
would be an
downward? I guess.
urge.
Upward purging is chundering. Downward purging probably has another adorable name. Chundering. Oozing of the fundament. I really like the fundament. That's a great word.
Gonorrhea, my lord. 'Tis a condition provoked by an increase in intimate activities.
Too much strumpy-humpy, eh? Well, 'tis true that since news of my victory got about, every wench from Southwark to Shoreditch wants a piece of my action, as it were. And how may this gonorrhea be cured?
The most effective method is lead plate therapy. Usually this requires a man to lie in bed for many hours with a leaden plate positioned upon his privy parts, thus allowing the lead to impart its healing properties to the affected member. But, of course, men such as your lordship have no time to lie around in bed, which is why... Let me just fetch it from my cabinet. Which is why I invented this.
And that is what? Some sort of wonder jub, like the ones old men used to wear?
Precisely so, my lord. 'Tis a codpiece that I had a blacksmith fashion out of lead. I invite your lordship to wear it under your breeches so that the lead may remain in contact with your privy member at all times. Indeed, until you are cured.
Or dead.
How very droll this is. Verily, how old-fashioned. I will appear as hung as old King Henry Tudor. Mayhap I just wear it in my chambers.
Good day, and please come again. If you need anything at all, I am at your service.
Most pleased.
Good. Lots of points.
Whoa, lots of points.
That was just your first time with it.
Yeah. If I were to go about Whitehall Palace wearing a wonder chub, perchance it would revive the fashion for codpieces.
Watch your love and gaze, watch her night and day. If a woman has your heart, you cannot let her stray.
I don't agree
yes,
with
you
that.
can.
Yeah, I don't agree with that
Avis,
statement at all.
I did not expect to see you this evening. Do you bring news?
Aye, some very good news, at least if you confirm it for me. Methinks I am with child.
How...
Oh no.
How very wondrous. And,
whose child is it?
Have you any idea of who might...
Aye, verily, with child, but I dare not to. Forsooth, what if it be naught but false hope?
Then let us ask the stars without delay. Is Mistress Avis Allen verily with child?
Is there morning chundering? Evil angels are confusing her. Within a few months it'll be completely clear she's not. She's aging. This decreases her chances. Feel optimistic about a relationship between... No. No. None of this. None of this. With child, but it will die, for she will experience some sudden... Oh.
What?
What?
The father's unborn child is a strong young man that she is romantically involved with.
Yeah, well, I don't know about strong young man. Scrawny, red-haired jerkwad.
But face.
But
things
I'm
I
gonna
shouldn't
say this because this is where the story is going. Of course it's his.
Madam, the stars confirm that you are indeed with child. And that the father is...
Oh, joy! Simon, is it not wondrous? You and I are to be blessed.
Hold. I am not finished. The stars also reveal the identity of the father.
There is no need to read the stars for that, for surely 'tis obvious that you...
Prithee, admit it. You have been coupling with my manservant, William.
Why, you... I warrant the stars say nothing of the sort.
See here, in my chart. 'Tis plain as day. In the house of children, alongside Venus, there is the planet Mars. Who else but William could that be?
But such scribblings of yours, they mean nothing to me. For all I know, you make up those stories about planets and houses and such.
That's true enough.
Why, verily, perchance you might draw up a new chart, Simon. One that tells of how the planet Avis is no longer in the House of Foreman.
You would mock me, madam? You would make a
is he
jest
mad
of
at me
my...
now? Good.
Oh, I see. Leaving now, are you? Then you do so. You leave. I
the door and
bid
fall
you
over in the
good
weird
day.
way you
Oh my god!
That
Not
is,
where the door is! Why are you
that
falling
is-
backwards?
that is very strange.
I'm okay with that right now.
Simon's jealous fancies. I do not think I can abide them any longer. Stop returning then!
Rich but not satisfied, mayhap you have not tried this one weird trick for displaying your wealth. Buy herbs and confections to boost your complexion and pass idle hours tending to your health.
This one weird trick. I love that
Good
they
evening,
have
sir.
that in this
Who do
game.
I have the pleasure of welcoming to my chambers this day?
Nicholas Muggs, proprietor of Muggs Rugs down on Silver Street.
Ah, the wig makers. You supply wigs to players, do you not? I have heard tell of your fine work from some of my playhouse querents.
I thank ye for your kindness, sir. I do hear you are very skilled at your trade also. For are you not the curer of the plague of 92?
1992?
Forsooth, I do hope you may cure me as well. For though I do not think I have the plague, whatever I have is doubtless most grave, no matter what my wife thinks.
And what is it your wife thinks?
It be her mind that I have taken naught but a chilly cold in the head. But 'tis not so, Dr. Foreman, for I ache all over. My throat is grown sore, and I cough day and night.
Day and night, you say?
Aye, verily.
I see. Then let us consult the stars. What does ail Nicholas Mugg?
Hypochondria, possibly induced by witchcraft. Condition: hypochondria could prove fatal.
I mean, if you go crazy enough.
Cold in the head, symptoms which include cough, short-windedness, a hoarse throat, pain throughout the body. I feel like I'm siding with the wife. Cardiac passing. I'm siding with the wife, buddy.
He's not gonna like that. If you're going for winning...
I'm going for honesty in my choices.
I am pleased to say that your wife is correct, and you have little to worry over. You have what we doctors call frigidus ad hominem, or as it is more commonly known, a man cold.
Wait, Adam, you're right.
Frigid...
A man cold?
A man cold, you say?
Aye, 'tis a cold in the head, suffered uniquely by those of the male sex.
Because
And
it does sound
although it
better
be a
than
minor
just a
affliction,
cold in the
the
head.
suffering can be very great.
A minor affliction, you say? That cannot be right. I bid you check the stars again, sir. For see how ill I am, and my throat grows so hoarse I can hardly speak.
I think the trouble in your throat may be occasioned by overuse. Perhaps you might try discoursing less.
Well, I think you ought to know that I will be seeking a second opinion.
As you will, sir. Good day.
Oh, took it a little ill.
A little?
Oh, he started at something above 0. What?
Yeah, I think so did the guy that you were up
Okay.
at 70 already.
I'll now to the apothecary go for a tincture of herbs. An apothecary may always be counted on to sell a man a cure. Well, of course.
Robert Lord Dare rose a rising star, dashing and daring, he will go far. Oh, London greets him with cries of huzzah! In truth, we cannot stay so sweet we are.
Wow, the choir is smitten by the fancy pants man. The fancy
Day, my
lead
lord.
pants man.
How may I do you service? Would it pertain to some thrilling
I love the choir
adventure
too,
upon
Adam.
which you may soon be embarking?
Indeed it does. Sir Walter Raleigh and I did recently come across some intelligence concerning a fleet of Spanish ships that will soon be sailing home from the New World, bearing a goodly cargo of gold. Raleigh and I plan to borrow the royal fleet, which we will use to intercept the ships and seize the treasure.
Huzzah! But, borrow the Royal Navy, you say?
Aye, only temporarily, of course. The Queen will hardly know her ships are gone. Indeed, when we return them to her bearing a handsome prize of Spanish gold, she will doubtless forgive our failure to file the correct paperwork and whatnot.
Doubtless. And how may I assist your lordship in this glorious endeavour?
Well, in order to intercept the Spanish fleet, we must know which route it is planning to take. One possibility is that it returns to Spain having retrieved the gold from the New World's southern continent. The other possibility, and this is the one Sir Walter thinks most likely, is that the gold has already been transported by conquistadors from the southern continent up to Havana, and the ships are to fetch it from there.
Then let us see whether the stars can tell us upon which route the treasure ships may be intercepted on their return to Spain from the New World. Will they be sailing from the southern continent or from the Spanish colony of Havana?
William Raleigh, who is wrong about El Dorado, thinks that it's Havana. The crew of the Spanish ships happened upon the gold by conquering and killing its owners. That sounds accurate. Through the conquering of foreign peoples, the King of Spain is establishing a fine cultural legacy for future generations. What does that have to do with anything?
Oh, it's annoying is what it is.
Spanish sailors hide a shameful secret that relates to his lack of self-control. Devereaux should trust his friend Raleigh's instincts. Women factor into Spaniards' travel plans. So, B is Havana. Which the only hint at all that we've gotten is this thing. Raleigh seems to think that, but he was real wrong about El Dorado.
That all seems quite accurate. And
this seems accurate. I'm gonna go A.
The Spanish treasure ships will take a direct route back from the southern continent, from whence the gold was, found. For it seems the treasure was, discovered by the fleet's own soldiers.
Excellent, excellent. But where are we to intercept them? Pray, give me the precise day, latitude, and longitude.
Certainly, my lord. But divining nautical coordinates is a somewhat lengthy and complex process. If your lordship would kindly return in an hour or so...
Quickly, sir! I have not the time to bide here all day.
Well then, let me see now. Taking into account the position of Jupiter, divide by 3, carry the 1. Yes. The Spanish treasure ships may be intercepted upon the 15th day of October, at a latitude of 9 and 40 degrees north and 5 and 20 degrees west, or thereabout. That said, however, I cannot promise you that...
Excellent. Raleigh and I shall sail to this very spot.
Wow.
Huzzah!
Huzzah! Godspeed, my lord.
Boy.
go well for them.
No.
Not gonna go well at all.
He was a little pleased.
Well, yeah, because it took him too long to come up with the right answer.
Oh, so close. I wonder if my mem had yet contrived to scrape all that manchego cheese off my astrolabe.
I don't think you should do that.
Nope, no person. Oh, the wife? Daughter of, yeah.
Oh yeah, the clergy?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The investing clergyman guy. Okay, so she's not
Maybe
a fool.
she's the wife.
She's kind and never
Good
cruel.
evening to you, madam. How might I...
Hi. Pray go tell your master, Mr. Foreman, that Mistress Alice Blagg is come to see him.
Ah, Mistress Blagg. It is I, Dr. Simon Foreman, at your service. And what an honour it is to welcome the wife of the Dean of Rochester to my humble practice.
Wife, okay.
To whom do I owe my thanks for having recommended you to my care?
Well, I will not lie. You owe your thanks to nobody. For folk do tell me that you are not a real doctor, but a quack, who does conjure demons and dabbles most unlawfully in the dark arts.
I do assure you, madam, that whatever you may have heard, I am a...
Nay, do not quibble, sir. If I did seek the counsel of a doctor who has one of those fancy medical degrees, or the kind of high-bred know-it-all who does see fit to judge a woman and vex her most cruelly, I would have gone elsewhere. But, truth be told, I have need of such a man as you, for I have been bewitched by a witch.
That is usually who bewitches you.
Yea, a loathsome spell has been cast upon me. It does cause me to awaken in the morning with a most terrible pain in my head.
Too?
A pain so wretched it does have me chundering into
He's
my
pregnant
chamber
too.
pot.
Pain in the head and involuntary purging.
Okay.
And what leads you to believe your suffering is occasioned by witchcraft?
The timing is most unnatural. My troubles do occur every Saturday morning without fail. I suspect the doings of our new neighbour, the widow MacDoon. As well as being Scottish, she does possess several cats.
Several cats, you say?
What is wrong with being a cat lady? I am
One or two of which I may have kicked, and now she has seen fit to take revenge upon me with her dark, foreign magic.
Indeed. Scotland is well known for the powerful black witchcraft practiced by its womenfolk. But as compelling as this evidence may be, my practice does draw upon the latest scientifical arts. To diagnose your condition, I must first perform a rigorous astronomical analysis. So, let us see now, what do the stars say is the cause of your Saturday morning suffering?
Noxious food or drink. With child. The illness will not last long. I love that. Bewitched. No, you're with child.
Rejoice, Mistress Blag. There is the happiest of reasons for your morning chunderings. You are with child. As for the timing of your affliction, is it not well known that children do love to arise early on Saturday mornings for the purpose of tormenting their parents? It would seem that your child is particularly precocious, for he has begun his caprices from within the womb.
I am with child. By the saints, what joyous tidings! I will go now to tell my husband, Blag. This night we shall empty the Blag family wine cellar in celebration.
Wow, people.
But a little pleased. She was more than a little pleased. She was
Very
quite
pleased.
pleased. It is a pity Blag is not much inclined to drink. I shall have to. Okay, I'm gonna call it there, and we will find out the
Unfortunate results.
where things lie with all of these other people and our terrible doctor. Not next week though, because next week we're gonna start an end of the month multiplayer thing. Adam and I are gonna do, and whoever else we can pull in, depending on the game we're playing and all that. And then, so I guess it'll be the first Friday of December that we'll be continuing this. So until then, and you please join us next week. Adam and I will be playing something, and possibly Caitlin, depending on what it is. Possibly friend Matt, if Monaco. Possibly Kirsten. I don't know. Lots of options, lots of games. We're gonna figure it out. But anyway, thanks for joining. Thanks for celebrating the Muppet Dance. And I will see you guys later. Bye.
Bye.